Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. In this video, I will show you and I will brief to you on how to conduct the laboratory 6, which is the geological map 2, entitled Introduction to Strike and Dip. Okay, first of all, you must have your own manual in order to refer what we want to do in this geological map 2. Okay, so we proceed to our objective of geological map 2. So the objective of this laboratory is to determine the strike and dip. Okay, strike and dip you will learn in chapter 4, if I'm not mistaken, which is the structural geological, and it has the failure of rock strata. So in this laboratory mapping 2, we will determine the strike and dip for the rock strata, which is the failure of the rock is fold. Okay, so we just go through the procedure or ways and means. Okay, if you can see here, in this procedure, it stated that we need to use a blank piece of paper, okay, to mark the point of intersection for the contour, and also for the fold, okay, for the strike and dip direction. So I will show you on how we will use the piece of paper in order to complete this map 2. Okay, okay, if you can see here, this is the map 2. It must shown the appendix 6. So the first step, what you must do is you must complete the crop of this geological map 2. Same just like the step in the map 1, which is you must refer to the appendix 5b that have the legend or corp, refer the colors, and fill all of this geological map 2 with the right color. Okay, so I will show you on how to determine this strike and dip. Okay, if you can see here, this is the map of a geological 2. So the first step, the second step, after you complete the coloring of this map with the correct color according to the corp, so you must know how to read this map. Okay, here is the scale of the map. So you must find the scale of the map according to the scale given. Okay, so here is 2.5. So 500. Okay, 500 meters is equal to 2.5 cm. Then 1 cm is equal to 200 meter. So this is the scale that we will use when we want to plot the graph. Okay, you must then you must know which is the contour line and where is the boundary line. Okay, if you can see the pencil here, this is the contour line. Okay, 700 contour line, 600 contour line, another 500 and 600, 400, 300, 200 and so on. Okay, that is the contour line. Okay, then this is the boundary line, which is represent the boundary plane of the rock strata. Okay, the B here is the boundary line represent the bedding plane of rock strata. Okay, then you must make a nice and clean and smooth line between the point of X and Y, because we want to have a cross sectional of graph, and we want to determine the strike and dip direction in between the X and Y direction. Okay, okay, okay. After that, if you refer the manual earlier, I already said that we must use a piece of blank paper. Okay, how to use a piece of blank paper? Then you must take another blank paper, then fold it. Okay, fold nicely and precisely in order to have the straight of folding paper. Okay, okay, see here. So the next steps is you must point the X and Y. Okay, here is X and here is the point of Y. Okay, after that, point the contour line which is intersect with the line of X and Y. So the first line is here, which is the 600. Okay, 600. Okay, then the second one is here, which is 500. Then the other one is here, which is 400. Okay, this is contour line. Okay, the first step is the contour line. You must take the contour line which is intersect with the point of intersect with the line of X and Y. Then the other one here, contour 400. Okay, and last one is here, contour 500. Okay, if you confuse, double check it whether is correct or not. Okay, 1 2 3 4 5, 1 2 3 4 5 6, 1 2 3 4 5, 1 2 3 4 5. Okay, then this is the correct point of the contour section. Okay, of the contour section. Okay, after you get this point of contour section, transfer it to the piece of paper. Okay, take out the new piece of paper, then transfer it directly. Okay, that's why I told you that you must have a size and nice fold, okay, in order to have a straight folding paper. So here I'm only using a piece paper, blank piece paper for drafting. uh, what I want you to do is using a graph paper to have a precise sketch and draft. Okay. I will using a color pen, so you can see it clearly. Okay, mark the X point here, and the point of Y is here. Okay, mark the point of X. Okay, point of X, point of Y. Okay, so make a scale. As I already told to you, the scale is 1 cm is equal to 200 meter. So make a size scale. Okay, 1 cm is equal to 200, then 0.5 cm is equal to 100 meter. So here is 200, 400, 600, 800, 1000. Okay, so make a nice and correct scale for the graph. Okay, I'm just drafting using a blank piece of paper. So you must use the graph paper in order to have a precise scale. Okay, then we take the piece of blank paper that we have marked the contour section. Okay, then put at the point of X and Y. Okay, X and Y. Just follow the point of you have already marked. So 600, the contour line of 600, then right for the 600 here, 600 is here, so just point it here. Then the 500 is here. Okay, so you must know that this line and this line is also represent the y and x, so you must have a precise, okay, precise line of x and y, because you want to plot the contour section. So the third one is 400 contour. 400 is here, 400, and then another one is 500 again. Okay, then you will have a point of contour, cross section of contour. Draw a freehand. Okay, draw a freehand. Okay, draw a freehand. Okay, if you can see here, the cross-sectional contour in my map is quite small, because I have the scale is according to 1 cm, 1 cm to 1 cm. So you can magnify the scale in order to have the bigger cross-section of this map. Okay, so this is the first step in order to transfer the point of cross section, or the point of contour, yeah, contour section from the map here. 1, 2, 3, 4 and 5. Okay, then we transfer 1, 2, 3, 4 and 5, point it in the blank of piece paper, then transfer it to the graph paper. Okay, then after that you take another piece blank paper. Okay, then fold it again. Okay, just like I showed you before. Okay, the reason we using this blank paper, because we need to follow the manual, as the manual order us to using the blank paper. So this is the procedure for using the blank paper, in order to show and in order to determine the strike and dip of directional. Okay, after we have this point of contour in section X and Y, so you must find the boundary line, okay, the boundary bedding line, which is intersect with the line of X and Y. So here 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 and 6. Okay, just like the first step earlier, take the piece of blank paper, then mark the point of X and Y. Okay, X and Y, X and Y. Okay, okay, after that you must redraw the boundary line according to the line that already have in the map. So the first boundary line is here, which is intersect with the line of X. So you can see how the boundary lines is moving, or the shape of the boundary lines, because actually this is the rod starter of folding. Okay, the rod starter of folding. So this is the boundary line, you can see here, and it goes down. So in this piece of blank paper, you just continue it. Okay, then also take this one. Okay, the another one. Okay, then the second last and the last one. Okay, so this is the boundary line. Okay, boundary line, boundary line. Okay, after you have this boundary line, then you must transfer this boundary line to the graph contour section that we already draft earlier. So I will using the red color. Okay, x and y, put it in x and y, then point it here, the boundary line, and also here, this here, and also here. Okay, then take a ruler, then make a line that it must have a 90 degrees line. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and the last one. Okay, so the red one is represent a boundary line in the map. Okay, the next step is you must find the line which is intersection between the boundary lines and contour lines. Okay, boundary line and the contour line. Okay, for this, the first boundary line here. Okay, find where is the intersection between the contour and boundary line. So if you can see here, this boundary and contour line intersect here, and also here. So just take one point, and you must have 90 degrees of line between this intersection point of contour and boundary, and also with the line of x and y. So find another roller to have a 90 degrees. Okay, have a 90 degrees. Then just draw it. Okay, this one is 700 of contour. Then find a second one for intersection of contour and boundary lines within the same boundary line. So it is over here, which is 600 of contour intersect with the boundary lines, or the first boundary line. So the 90 degrees. Okay, so write down here 700 Okay, write down 700 to 600. Okay, the movement of the fold or the movement of the strike and dip, you must know the rules, which is the movement of these boundaries, lane or bedding. It will move from the higher to the lower ground, which is the from the 700 to the 600. Okay. Okay, so we continue doing this with all of this boundary line 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 and 6. Okay, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 and 6. Okay. Okay, so I has already complete the task for intersection line between the boundary line and the contour line, which is intersect with the line of X and Y. So this is the first boundary line that I'll show you earlier, 700 to 600. Then the second one is 600 and 500, so 600 to 500 contour. Okay, then for the next boundary line is from the 400 to the 500. So the movement is from 500 to 400 contour. Okay, the next one is from the 500 to 600. So the movement is from 600 to 500 contour. The movement of the boundary lane is from the higher contour to the lower contour. So 600 to 500, 500 to 400. And the last one is 500, 400, 500, 400 for this boundary lane. So the movement is from 500 to 400. And the last one is from this boundary lane 400, okay, to the 300s. Okay, so 400 move to 300s. Okay. Okay, so I hope you will understand how to complete this line for boundaries and intersect with the line of X and Y. Okay, after that fold another paper, piece paper. Okay, then redraw the line that you had already made. Okay, I'll show you the example here. Okay, the point X here and the point of Y is here. So this is the line for 700. Okay, so here 700 to 600. So if you confused, then you must refer at this. Okay, 7 to 6. So this is 7 to 600. Okay, the other one is here 6 to 500. To 500. 600 to 500, and then 400 to 500, and then 500 to 600. So the last one is 500 to 400. And this one is 400 300. 400 to 300. Okay. Then after you complete this point from the piece paper, transfer it to our graph of the cross sectional. Okay, so x and y. Okay, x and y. Okay, x and y. So the boundary first is here, 600s and 700s. Okay, okay, 600 and 700. So the difference between the 600 and 700 is 700s and 600s. The difference is 100 meters. So 100 meters is equal to 0.5 cm. Okay, here is 600 and here is 700. So 700 it must go to 0.5. Yeah, then you must have a straight line between the you must have a straight line between the 600 and the 700. Okay, so this is the reference line for the movement of your boundary lane. Okay, just follow the reference of the boundary lane, and it must have a 90 degrees, then go to the first point of the boundary. Okay, then another line, another boundary line according to the reference line of the boundary. This is the reference lines of the boundary, so you must have the triangle rulers, or if you don't have, you can follow my step using two rulers. Okay, take the first one and make sure it says perpendicular, then take the another one in order to have a 90 degrees line. Okay, Then we go for the next point. X and Y. Okay, for the 600 and 500, you don't have to do this because it has same directional with 700 and 600 of the counter. So just proceed for the second boundary lane, which is 400 to 500. So 400 is here and 500 is here. So 400 is here, 500 is here. So 500 is the difference is 500 and 400 is 100, so it must be 0.5. So okay, then this is the reference line of the boundary movement for these two boundary lines. So make sure you have this one is perpendicular for this one, okay, 90 degrees. Okay, this same, then move if upward. Okay, then another one. Okay, then you must do the last one. X and Y. The last one is here. Okay, for this boundary movement also you don't have just leave it because it have a same movement for this one. Okay, just like this case. Okay, just do the one of this boundary lane. Okay, for the last one, just take for the 400 and 300s. So 400s and 300s here and here. So 400s, 400s and 300s. Okay. Just like I say, you must have the perpendicular line. Okay, the first one is here. Okay, move it over here. Okay, the other one is over here. Okay, so you already have the movement of strike for the boundary lane, and the dips angle is here. Okay, the dip angle is here and here. Okay, then to complete this graph, you must draw the legend or the curve according to the contour, just like I already have. Okay, this is the map that I already done. Okay, here is the movement of the strike for the boundary lane. Okay, if you can see, it goes upwards and go downward. So this is the movement of the fault actually, because if you not notice in our theory, fault have two types, which is the anticline and the synclines. So in this map 2, you just need to determine the movement or the direction of strike and the dips. So you already complete the map 2, and I hope this video will help you in order to finish your laboratory reports. Okay, thank you.